Hello, this is RHM for RHM Movie Reviews. Alright, for this one, for these next couple of videos, I will be doing movies based on books and myths, and if they're actually based on things that are religious, I will be talking about those too. First, just so you know, the first four are from movies that are based on books that my all-time favorite actress, Reese Witherspoon, did. So hopefully you like them as much as I do, but the first one is Wildflower. Now this was Reese Witherspoon's TV debut. Her feature film debut was not based on a book, which was Man in the Moon, but this was her television debut. I know people, when you hear TV debut, you don't necessarily think made for TV movies, but with this, please do, because it is really good. And the next one, I know a lot of people actually probably do like it. It's a little... Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Wildflower is based on a book by a woman by the name of Sarah Flanagan. And it is pretty good. It also has Patricia Arquette and Reese Witherspoon's one of her first on-screen TV dads, which just so happens to be a second-generation actor who actually was pretty well known at the time. That's Beau Bridges, but you also have other actors who I don't think they're that well known now, but they are known. But I don't know how well known because I never heard or seen these actors besides Reese, her on-screen dad, Beau Bridges, and her co-star, one of her female co-stars, Patricia Arquette. I know they've done other things, but alright, next one is Fanny Fair. Now, it is a little risque. It's rated R. Rated PG-13. I was close. You know, technically it should be rated R, but it's not. It is based on a book by an author by the name of William P. Thackeray. And I think the book, Fanny Fair, even though I haven't read it, and sorry, a little thing I should have mentioned before I started, read the books before you see the movies. Now, I've not done that a whole lot, but for some movies that are based on books, I have read the book first. Then I saw the movie. So, I actually think the book Fanny Fair is probably inspired the book Gone with the Wind and even the movie Gone with the Wind. And I've seen that, and happily enough, I'm saying to say that was one of my grandmother's favorite movies growing up. And that's my dad's mom, so in case you're wondering. And it is an amazing thing, because if you actually watch one of the special features on the DVD, you find out that Reese Witherspoon's British accent in this movie is so good. She actually had one of her co-stars, the late Bob Hoskins, convinced that she was British, but she's not. She's from the American South. Sad but true, but she is. But yes, her British accent is very good. And something to connect this with the last movie that she did that was based on a book is the fact that her on-screen love interest or one of her on-screen love interests in War for Elephants, just happened to play her on-screen son in an alternate ending for this movie. And as Robert Pattinson, yes, the new Batman did play. It was actually Robert Pattinson himself mentioned it when Reese Witherspoon received the MTV Movie Generation Award. He said a bad word, but I'm not going to repeat what he said because if you were watching it at the time, you know he basically said a bad word. So, very funny. This is good drama. You will cry at moments. And actually, one of her co-stars, she actually worked in another movie. Actually, not necessarily really worked in the same movie. They both were in the Adam Sandler movie, Little Nicky, but they were different relations and in different parts of the movie too. Reese Ifans, who plays a character in Fanny Fair, in Little Nicky, he played Adam Sandler's half brother, and they're both sons of the devil, which I still find very interesting. And Reese Witherspoon ended up playing Angel, Nicky's mom, and Sandler's one of her the youngest actress to actually play Adam Sandler's on-screen mom, which I found very interesting and very funny. Going on. Now, the book that this movie, Just Like Heaven, is based on, I've read the book, but it's actually I've actually read the book Just Like Heaven. It's nothing like the movie. Unfortunately, yeah, I read it after I saw the movie, but the author is Mark Levy. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but it's based on this book called If Only It Were True. And book's okay, but the movie's a little better because I actually like the movie better. And it actually happens to be true of the next movie I'll be talking about, which is War for Elephants. The book is good. The movie's better because the movie is one big flashback where the book is multiple flashbacks. Now I know the author of War for Elephants, Sarah Gurin. Sarah, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, please. When I read, there is an author, if you read the book, there's an author's note where she talks about how she came up with a story and the two circus elephants that the elephant in the movie, the book and the movie, Rosie, is based on. One was an elephant that actually only knew commands in German, but eventually got to learn her commands in English. The other was an elephant that had 3 strikes because it attacked multiple people. And they actually did put that circus elephant to death. They did kill it because, 3 strikes, that according to what they were doing at that time. Now, as I said, these are circus elephants. You can find out their stories when you go to circus museums. Like, there's one in Wisconsin near Wisconsin Dells. I went to that. It was interesting. It basically tells, they show different parts of the circuses and how the circus came to be. And the only thing I hate about the movie, I do mean I hate it, the one difference I hate between the book and the movie is where they end up in the end. Now, in the book, it says Brookfield Zoo, which is in Chicago. Now, if the author of the book is watching this, please tell me you also based Rosie on an elephant that was actually at Brookfield called Ziggy the Elephant, where he actually attacked his, I don't know if it was, I think they say in the Jeffrey Bear tour, he was a keeper, Slim Joe Lewis. I think he was a keeper or he was the trainer. Yes, Ziggy actually tried to kill him or hurt him. And luckily enough, Ziggy survived. He was only put in a holding cell for so many years. In 1970s, he was finally released. But I know in the movie it says Bronx Zoo, and that is a totally different zoo than is in the book. I wish they had kept it Brookfield, because that is a really great zoo. Alright, now moving on to other movies based on books. Alright, this one is Sherlock Holmes. It is based on a book by Arthur Conan Doyle. I am so happy I said that right. It has an amazing cast. Robert Downey Jr. plays Sherlock Holmes. It is amazing. Now I don't know, because I assume the real Arthur, I don't know who approves of the film rights, who gives the film rights away to the Sherlock Holmes books now, because Arthur Conan Doyle had passed away. And same thing with some of the other authors, because I know they are dead. But it will be, I would personally like to find out who gives away the film rights, because the only author that I know the film rights are to the books that are actually being considered, like the Chronicles of Narnia, the only person who actually personally knew C.S. Lewis was one of his stepsons is actually the producer of the movies, because he's the one who is, out of him and his brother, he's the only one who's actually into his stepfather's books. Now moving on. I'm sorry, I'm so flustered. James and the Giant Peach is based on a book by Roald Dahl. It is an amazing cast. It's actually live action and stop motion. This is produced by Tim Burton. The director, Henry Selick, does a good job. Now, I know I personally have never read the book, or I probably don't even remember reading the book. But I know it was really good. The movie's really good. And yes, amazing cast. You got Susan Sarandon voicing a spider. You got, as I said, other actors, great voice cast. Now, the next two movies I'll be talking about are based on books by a famous Illinoisan. I do mean the guy was born and raised in Illinois. And he actually wrote some of the, according to the Chicago tours I usually watch, they were based, the author, Edgar Rice Burroughs, he actually wrote some of his books while he was still living in Illinois. Alright, first one is Disney. Oh, actually, they're both Disney. Disney got the rights to the Edgar Rice Burroughs movies. Now, next is Tarzan. It has an amazing cast. And also great music. And it won an Oscar.
I thought you were talking to me.
No.
Oh, okay. Be that way.
As I was saying, I'm sorry. And it's great music. There is a song in the movie that the songwriter and great musician Phil Collins, actually he wrote the song as a lullaby for his daughter, who is an actress now, Lily Collins. And it's an amazing song. It's called You'll Be in My Heart. And it's amazing. I didn't know it was a lullaby, but it's a great song nonetheless. And the next movie is John Carter. Now this has an amazing cast too. And this is actually directed by the director of Finding Nemo and WALL-E, Andrew Stanton. And I don't know if this was his first live action movie that he directed. But I assume it was. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. But it is a really good movie. There is a dedication at the end, like with Brave, to Steve Jobs, who gave Pixar its start, gave them money for them to start up. And I'm really looking through my trivia on IMDb. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm actually right. It was Andrew Stanton's live action directorial debut. And as I said, it's a good movie. It is dedicated to the late Steve Jobs, who gave Pixar the money to start the company. Now the next couple, I will stop for now because I have a lot more movies to get through. And next episode will be, more movies, but I will start off with, it's going to be mostly, the first 6 movies are going to be Disney movies, because Disney has taken a lot of books and made them into movies, besides your typical fairy tales. So that's it. This is RHM for RHM Movie Reviews signing off.